Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. We're out here in nature, in beautiful nature, and I'm grateful for all of you who are here, everyone that's returning, any new people. I'm really happy to have you, and I welcome you to this video. I'm going to try to make this short because I don't have enough space on my phone left, and I wasn't really planning on making a video at all, but I felt really compelled to make this video. So I truly believe that whoever this video reached right now, here, you watching, I thank you for being here, and I hope this message can encourage you in some way, because I really wasn't planning on coming out here at all. This was just a whim decision, and I'm so grateful I'm out here because I just feel so at peace, and I found such a beautiful spot to just kind of sit and just reflect and be out here in nature and also spend time with you guys. So I'm happy you're here, and I just want to encourage anyone that's listening that might feel like they don't have a purpose in life, or they might be confused or feel like they don't have a sense of direction, because trust me guys, I feel like that now. I've felt like that for a long time in my life, just like throughout school and in jobs that I've had and places I've lived in my life. Like, I really didn't feel a sense of purpose. I didn't feel a sense of fulfillment, and I felt like I was always searching for something more. Yeah, and I can't really describe that, but in hindsight now, I know that what I was really searching for was God and for connection with Source. And while I still don't have it all put together, I'm hoping that, my experience can be some form of encouragement to someone, or if someone out there can relate, that would really encourage me even more as well. So yeah, the purpose of this video, I really didn't have any direction going into it, and that's kind of the topic I want to discuss today. It's like, if you can't tell, it's very cloudy, rainy out. I wasn't planning on coming out here for a hike because I have brand new shoes, which don't really look brand new at this point, but they're super white, and if I had planned on going for a hike, I would have worn like older shoes, not these super brand new white shoes that now are completely dirty. But yeah, so I was actually planning on just going to the grocery store, and on my way there I like to sometimes just pray and worship God, and I just kept going straight. Like, I didn't go to the grocery store that I had planned to. I just wanted to keep driving because I just felt in God's presence on this drive. And I just kept driving and driving and driving, and I got to a point where I literally got lost, guys. And I had absolutely no plan coming into it. In hindsight, it sounds stupid because, I didn't really have much battery on my phone. I need to get gas on my way back, but I just kept going and really didn't have any direction, but I just felt a sense of peace about keeping on going. And I just got lost, and I was going to use my GPS to get me back, but I was like, I just kept continuing up the road, and I found a little cutout, which was this trail that I ended up walking on. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll go for a walk. And I just felt connected to God. I just wanted to continue just the vibes that I was in, just praying to God. And I love nature. I always feel close to God through nature. So I decided to continue on this walk. And I didn't even know where the trail was leading me at first either, because I just kept going, and there wasn't really much that I saw, and it was kind of getting very hilly, and I was getting tired. I hadn't planned on going for a walk. I wasn't dressed well for it. I wasn't prepared. I wasn't even planning on making this video. Usually I like to just go out and in nature to make these videos, but I didn't even have a plan. So I just kept going, and I was about to turn around, and I just felt a sense of just like an urge to keep walking. And I kept walking. I'm like, okay, God, what do you got? I don't know, but I'm just going to keep walking. And I kept walking, and then I started to hear water. And I love water, like running water, just something about the sound of it is so peaceful to me. Like sometimes I'll just be laying in bed at night and the rain is just coming down, just pattering down. And just something about just sitting in that silence and just hearing the water. Like, I don't know if you guys can hear it right now, but just stop for a second and listen. Like, it's so cool. It's so beautiful. And I came to a part where there was a beautiful bridge over there. If you can't really tell, you can't see it in the distance, but I'll probably show you at the end of the video. But there's a bridge and it looks out and just looks out on this beautiful body of water, and you just hear just the sound, you just hear God's creation. And that is why God led me here. And I just feel so happy that like I listened to God, and I ended up here right now making this video. And I wouldn't be making this video if I didn't go through that whole process of like, you know, neglecting what I wanted to do in my own plans for God. Because I think it's an important reminder that just God, his plan never fails. We might have an idea about what we want, but God always has a way about redirecting us. I know I talked in a previous video about, you know, comparing like God's will to a GPS. Like, yes, we make our own decisions and we might have our own different actions and thoughts that we take, but ultimately if God has a purpose and a plan for your life, he's going to make a way, make a route for that, even if it's not in the timing that we might want or the way that we want. And I'll use a personal example from my life. The place I'm living at now, the location I'm at, I had no plans or no desire to be living here. I actually like didn't want to live here at all. But I went through a really tough summer one year where I didn't have a job. I didn't have any really direction or plan for my life whatsoever. But I felt such a like urge in my heart, the same urge that I had about continuing and walking and being on this path. I felt that when I felt called to like move here and be where I'm at right now. And on paper, it looked so stupid for me to move here because I didn't have a job. I didn't have an apartment to live at. I didn't have the funds. I didn't have any experience. But I just knew in my heart, like, this is the location I'm meant to be in this season. And I had friends, I had family telling me, no, like, don't move here. It seems stupid. And I didn't have a place to live at the time. And I ended up getting a job where I'm at right now by the grace of God. So I had the job, and I knew that was kind of confirmation from God. Okay, like, we should be moving towards this place, but I didn't have a place to live. And this was just the beginning of me being an adult. Like, I didn't have any, like, you know, experience being an adult or what it takes, cooking, cleaning, like all of that. Just moving away from my friends and family, like, it just seemed like a hard decision for me. And something in my flesh, like on paper, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like, why do I want to make my life harder than it has to be? Because that's what it seemed like it would be doing. But in hindsight, it's where God wanted me to be in that season. So I was looking for places, looking for apartments, and at the place I live at this specific time, it's an area where there are a lot of like students, and it's hard to find an apartment or a place to live at that specific time that I was moving, because I was moving in August. And in literally 3 days, I found an apartment. And I wasn't even looking. It just like came up. Well, I was looking for apartments, but it wasn't even like the ones that I was looking for, because I would go on apartments.com, I would ask friends, I would go on Facebook, just trying to find a roommate or somewhere to live, because I was starting this job in a week. I'm like, I need to find somewhere to live. And by the grace of God, I found a place for literally less than half of the cost of living it is in this area, for like a 1-bedroom apartment. And if that's not God like blaring like, oh, you should be here, I don't know what it is, because I was like so kind of on the verge of just turning around and being like, nope, I'm not gonna do this, because it didn't seem feasible, right? It didn't seem like, you know, the salary I would be getting paid at this job would be enough to support the cost of an apartment, the cost of groceries, all this. It just didn't seem feasible. So I was like this close to just quitting it all, quitting everything. And I had this show up, this place. And long story short, right now I'm a completely different person than I was before I moved. And just God has come through in so many ways that I didn't envision possible, and in ways that at first I, in my own will and strength, didn't want to do, or I thought would be uncomfortable. God just showed me that through having faith and through trusting in Him and continuing on the path that He has called me to be on, that He'll make a way. And I think like this walk, and hopefully this video can be some sort of encouragement to someone who might be going through something similar. Like you might not know where you're going in life, or you might not feel like you have a purpose. But sometimes God, or you might not feel like you're hearing from God either, because I was in a similar situation. Like God was so silent to me in those months of just waiting, and I was so discouraged to points where I was even like angry at God and even just questioning God's existence. But just the ways that He came through and showed me that through having faith and through following that nudge, how He can just be that presence for us, be that support for us, because we cannot do that on our own strength. All of this, the life that I've created now for myself, the life that I'm living now, where I'm living, you know, the friends that I have, the people in my life, all of that, I would have never known if I didn't follow what God had, with that nudge that God was calling me to. I wouldn't be in the position I'm at now if I didn't trust God. Because I know sometimes it's so hard to trust God because of what we ourselves think is right. But sometimes God wants us to be uncomfortable for a little bit to build our faith, to grow us. Sometimes we endure challenges and hardships so we can learn to lean on God more. And yeah, I hope this video could just be an encouragement to keep going. Like, even if you don't know where you're going, just taking that step can be enough to propel you into what God has for you. I don't know what that is. You're going to have to take that up with God. That's something to question, to reflect on, and to pray about. And like also for those of you that are feeling discouraged and want to turn around, like me, I was about so close, this close to turning around and going back on the trail and going home. And I was this close to like pulling out my GPS and going back to the store. But God was like, no, keep going. And I kept going. And not even 2 minutes later, I started to hear running water. And I made it to the destination I'm at right now, the rock I'm sitting on right now. recording this video right now, and all of those steps, all of those thoughts, decisions, and actions all had to come into play for me to be sitting here right now on the screen having a conversation with you. And I hope that's some form of just encouragement for someone out there that is thinking about starting something in life, thinking about moving in a different direction, or moving in a direction that they really feel passionate about or called to. I don't know what that is. That's between you and God. Maybe it's starting a new job. Maybe that's creating a YouTube channel. I don't know what that is. Starting a hobby. That's between you and God. But ultimately, just taking that initial step and having that faith and belief that God is there supporting you, even when it feels like he's silent. Just having that faith that he's there for you guys, even in the hard times. So yeah, I hope this can be some form of encouragement for someone out there. I thank you for enjoying this beautiful day with me. Even though it's cloudy, it's so nice, and I'm grateful you're here watching with me right now. So yeah, but I'm not telling you to go out and quit your job and do whatever, but I'm just saying that if you have something in your heart that you really feel called to do, and you feel that sense of peace about it, because I think there's a difference between feeling like you don't want to do something versus peace that this is something you're meant to do for your larger purpose. I think there's a difference between that, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I think you should just sit with that, reflect, pray, and ask God, because it's one thing to do that, to sit and reflect, but it's also another thing to take action on that, because when it comes to faith, I think a lot of times God calls us to take action. Even if we don't know where we're going, that first step is enough for God to move and to make a way. Even if you feel like he's being silent, even if you feel like you don't know where you're going, God is literally the best GPS in this world. He's going to redirect you guys. Trust me. So yeah, as always, take everything back to God. Draw near to him, pray. He loves you. God loves you. God has a plan and a purpose for your life. If you're still watching this right now, God has a big purpose for your life. I just know it. You wouldn't be here watching this right now. You wouldn't be here breathing if he didn't. Just take that step, guys. I don't know what that is. Pray about it. Talk to God and reflect. And I'm excited to see what he does in your life. And yeah, if there's something on your heart that you feel like he's calling you to do, leave something in the comments, because I'd love to hear where you guys are at, and I'd love to connect more with you guys, because I'm happy you're here. And I didn't plan for this video to be so long, but I'm happy that you stayed the whole time. If you're still watching, just know that I love you, God loves you, and I hope you have a great and beautiful rest of your day. Bye-bye.